NUCCA stands for the National Upper Cervical Chiropractic Association. And it was started by a guy named Dr. Ralph Gregory in the mid-1960s in response to some other chiropractors who were asking him to teach them about his procedures and what he was doing. Now, Gregory had spent about a couple of decades before that time developing and working with a person by the name of Dr. Grostic. And Grostic began Grostic procedures, and they were teaching chiropractors back in the day some of the procedures around how to deal with complex situations in the head and neck area.
I grew up next to two chiropractors. They were a husband and a wife, and I played a lot of sports, soccer, track, and I had lower back pain. And so I would go over there, and the wife, she would take care of me just in her house, you know. Then I was in the University of Washington in Seattle, and my mom's best friend said, "You need to come meet my crazy chiropractor," she said. And so she takes me to this doctor, and he was a NUCCA doctor, and it was like, my mind was blown at the possibility, I guess. I feel very blessed. Like most 21-year-olds, they don't know exactly what they're gonna do. And I pursued it fiercely.
So there's many different things out there that a student of chiropractic might choose as how they want to help people when they get out into practice. But one of the things, because of the importance of the upper neck, that I think it would be wise to consider is that if you focus in on the upper neck, there's a lot of things that can be related to issues in the upper neck because of the hierarchy of neurology that makes the upper neck the most important area of the spine.
After undergrad, I was waitressing, and I was in a car accident where somebody T-boned us, and I was in extreme pain pretty quickly. And I kept hearing people say to me, "NUCCA, NUCCA, NUCCA chiropractic." I went to the first NUCCA doctor, and she actually had a hard time figuring me out. And then I went to Dr. Bob Brooks, and he changed my life. Once you have an experience like that, of the tension like that in your body just melting away, you want to know how to have that all the time. So I became a NUCCA doctor.
After my disc herniation, the only thing I could do was swim for a short period of time. I stopped running, my legs just felt weak, and then after getting under NUCCA care, I started running stairs. I got back to soccer, I got back to basketball. There's a lot of things that resolved as a result of being a NUCCA patient. I became a NUCCA practitioner because I was a patient first. I'm really the walking testimonial for NUCCA.
When you figure something out as a field doctor, then you take it back to the NUCCA standards, and then they test that. And if that's found to be a better way to do it than we're currently doing, that then becomes part of the procedure.
Who are more devoted to something. And what's funny is that almost all of them started as a patient with a health crisis whose life was significantly impacted by the power of the upper cervical correction. And then that upper cervical correction and its influence on their homeostasis, their well-being, and all these different aspects of their life is what caused them to delve into it as a doctor. And next thing you know, it's the reason that they go to practice every day. After my first adjustment, I'm thinking, he didn't do anything to me. That was my perspective at the time. But what happened is that I noticed that these abdominal pains that I'd been having, and at that point it was had been going on for quite a chunk of time, the abdominal pains that I was having became less and less and less, not only intense, but significantly less frequent. So they were coming less often.
NUCCA also has a fraternal organization that's a research arm that does the research of what the effects of that procedure are on the physiology of the human being. And so NUCCA is constantly evolving and adapting. And so for us, our philosophy is trying to deliver the best adjustment to the neck for a person who maybe, if they're simple, that's great. But if they're complicated, those last 10, 20, 30% of people, then somebody has to have the knowledge and the capacity to help those people And NUCCA, for instance, is one set of procedures that I think is very well suited to delivering that now and into the future.